When you're talking about a philosophy of religion, like I did a couple of videos ago, we talked about seminarians versus academic philosophers. And I probably should have put it this way. I was trying to complexify it, but I probably should have simplified it. And I probably should have just said seminarians and religious philosophers really do have as their goal truth, whereas academic philosophers and their boyfriends in science departments move toward probability. And so, and induction and natural rules, laws in nature, things like that. And so the reason you might be more attracted to a religious philosopher, even if you're not religious, would then be that emphasis on truth, which means, in some sense, getting an education in religion, whatever that means. Certainly in the seminary, you really don't have as much benefit in terms of a scientific education, like Bertrand Russell saying all philosophers of the 20th century now need to also be scientists. Silly thing to say. But I get what he's saying. And Russell's one of those people where I always get what he's saying, but I always kind of think he's an idiot too. And that's because I'm so smart and know more than every historical philosopher. But my point is just that seminarians have a more fluid take on what would be in a different conception of philosophy, which means moving toward a truth. That doesn't mean you get there. It means that what you're doing in your education is then constructing pieces from history and from different ideas in such a way that your goal and your priority is some form of truth, bro, because that's what common sense really is. And that's another video, but if seminarians are focused in on that, it's not about what they come up with, it's about what that original expectation was. And in relation to academic philosophers who are really just scientists, whose boyfriends are all in science and they can't disappoint them, then you have a kind of delineation. You do have a difference between those two, and you can see why I would make that distinction. And that's going to lead us into this talk about generative philosophy. Thanks for coming. Go make a difference.